the most successful people who are making the highest dollar amount, they were doing a channel memberships or a Patreon. And then especially the big one was info products. The people who were making money with info products were making 3, 4, 5, 10x what everyone else was making with just their channel ad revenue. So pretty exciting, in my opinion. There's a lot of money to be made there.
Who are you? What is your channel about? And how many subscribers do you have?
I'm Nathan Aydelotte. I'm one of the hosts of the Channel Makers YouTube channel, as well as one of the hosts of the Income School YouTube channel. The Channel Makers channel and the Income School channel both have right around 230,000 subscribers each. There are some other channels I've been a part of throughout the years, but those are the two main ones that I'm on right now.
How did the Income School channel begin?
Yeah, I wasn't quite there when they started the channel. The channel was running for a while before I started. I think I joined the Income School team around the time the channel was at between 30 and 50,000 subscribers, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that channel grew. Originally, Income School in those days was niche site school. There was a website and selling an info product through the website. We gained organic Google traffic, and eventually realized that the conversion rates just wasn't what they could be potentially. And so the Income School YouTube channel was born. And Income School, as the info product where we taught people about blogging and that sort of thing, it was launched when the channel had 13,000 subscribers, and then has just been growing ever since. So that was a couple years back, I believe in the 2017-2018 timeframe when that happened.
Is starting a YouTube channel a good idea to generate a secondary income?
I think so. There's so many ways to make money online and offline. Honestly, I think YouTube is so great because you harness the power of the internet, but you are able to build a brand kind of around yourself, but then around a business potentially if you have a small business. So I just think that it's something that there's a very low barrier to entry financially, especially. Yes, we all know, those of us who are on YouTube, it's quite a grind. It's a lot of work, but the financial barrier is potentially really low. Maybe you need to get started, maybe a $20 lavalier mic. You could film with your phone. Most phones are good enough to record these days. And you could potentially launch a YouTube channel with that. I'm working on a video now where we were running some numbers. We did a big survey where a lot of people submitted how they were making money on YouTube. And it was just shocking to me. A lot of people think, oh, make money on YouTube, that's YouTube ads. And there's good money to be made with YouTube ads, but that's primarily if you have a lot of volume, a lot of views and a lot of subscribers. But most of the most successful people who are making the highest dollar amount, they were doing a channel memberships or a Patreon. And then especially the big one was info products. The people who were making money with info products were making 3, 4, 5, 10x what everyone else was making with just their channel ad revenue. So pretty exciting, in my opinion. There's a lot of money to be made there.
What is your opinion about generating content using AI? Is it worth pursuing, or is it a dead end?
I think it depends on how you go about it. I know that there are a lot of people, in the YouTube industry, in the blogging industry, really in every industry, everyone's buzzing about AI. AI has been around for many years, but it really went mainstream, I'd say, end of 2022, beginning of 2023, especially with ChatGPT and some of these other models that kind of, again, went mainstream. So I think that there's a lot of fantastic uses for AI. I would say that I use some form of AI on a daily basis in my YouTube video creation process. But I think there are certain aspects of AI or certain aspects of the creation process that you just don't need AI for. I think a lot of people, like you said, they really want to use it to automate their channel, to make it easier. Maybe they want to step off the creations treadmill and just have it a little bit more automated. And I think that, that's really, it sounds ideal, but I think that the quality of the content really starts to suffer if it's completely automated. I love AI for idea generation, for crafting titles. Now there's AI around images to help craft thumbnails. I love all of that. When I think about coming up with a video idea or expanding on a video outline, I, as a creator, only have the experience and knowledge and expertise that I have personally in my life. And I can do Google searches to find other information, but AI, with AI at our fingertips, I can, pull on the experience of other people and other creators and other ideas that I just could have never had before. And so I love AI for that reason. But I also love the art of creating. And so I think that if we're not careful, it would be easy to lose the art of creation if we try and fully automate. That's my personal opinion. I know some other people really like AI, and don't get me wrong, there are completely automated channels out there that make a lot of money. I do think that, the early implementers will always make the most. And then as it gets more mainstream, there's the kind of trail off effect. But that doesn't mean that it can't be done. There's a lot of people that do it.
How do you connect with your audience and understand their needs?
I think YouTube gives us a lot of great features to help do that. There's the community tab, we have comments, we have the likes and the dislikes. Those are all kind of I don't know, the regular answers you might think of. But being active in those things are actually really important. The day a video publishes, to be active in your comments, to take feedback. A lot of times we'll post a video and many people will really enjoy what we post. And then there will be some people who said, oh, that wasn't that helpful. I wish you would have done A, B, and C. And I think rather than being offended by that feedback, even if it is given in a completely unnecessary, rude way, to be able to take some of that feedback to heart and say, you know what, I could have done this better, or next time when I make a different video, I should do that better. So I think that that's a great way to have that feedback loop. I am also a huge proponent of owning your own audience. And so that could look like having an email list or a group of people that sign up to interact directly with you. So that could be some sort of cheap or free membership offering where you just offer a little bit. Maybe it's just a newsletter, or you offer your affiliate deals or whatever that looks like. But having this core group of super fans, I think, is really awesome to hold those people a little bit closer to you and trust their feedback and know that they are really invested in what you're doing. I think that that's a really great way. Overall, though, I think just being interactive with the audience, creating traditions on your channel, doing things that keeps people coming back. I think that all of those things really build trust and community, which, in my opinion, is the true value of YouTube. On a website, it's a lot harder to build that community. It's a lot more transactional. But on YouTube, people are potentially seeing your face or hearing your voice. They're engaging in that, your creative work. And so they come to trust you. And I think that when you do all of that, you start to really reap the benefits of the platform.
Can you share any success stories from your audience who have followed the teachings of Income School?
Yeah, I mean, we've had originally, a little bit of history here, but originally, we taught a lot of blogging on the blogging side, but it was probably in 2018, 2019, we started seeing this shift in blogging where it was really important to have more expertise across the internet. And one of the great ways to do that was on YouTube. So we've been talking about YouTube on the Income School channel and the Channel Makers channel now for, 5 years. Channel Makers was, one of the reasons we created that channel was to help get people, more involved in YouTube. And so I don't know. I think that a couple big ones that come to my mind are from the early days, some of the earlier days of the channel where people would come into Project 24, our membership, and they would maybe be looking to get monetized. And there are quite a few examples where it's fun. We hold these masterminds for our YouTube members and our blogging members probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 times a month. And so I would see people showing up to these masterminds, and I'd be able to kind of check in with these few people who had come and over and over and over again. And I'd say, hey, how are things going? How are things going? There was just one that I did recently where one of the members just joined. I won't say the channel name, but her videos were getting, I don't know, 60 or 70 views. She'd been publishing on the channel for probably 3 or 4 years. She had a lot of videos, up into the hundreds, but had never got any real traction. She joined Project 24 and just, I'd say, a couple months ago at this point, and I saw her in her mastermind and I looked at her channel, and her 4 most recent videos were 800 views, 2,000 views. There was a 3,000 and a 5,000. So she had said she had worked really hard to kind of apply what we were teaching, to take some of the steps to improve her branding and that sort of thing. And I was shocked. I said, "Holy cow! This, you've only been in just a couple months, but you've already seen a turnaround." That was a big one. Another one was kind of during the COVID pandemic era. We had a member whose channel was really suffering from the effects of, so many things being shut down. And but they just kept grinding it out. And then after things got a little bit better in the world, their industry started opening back up, and their channel just exploded. And a lot of that, of course, we have a great system, but a lot of that to credit to their hard work. So there's just so many examples of members who are just really killing it out there. And I should also say that people who just watch the channel, it's amazing to see, people who put in the comments, oh, I can't believe I started, the year with 60 subscribers and now I'm at 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000. It's really exciting to see. We've had some members, who will get big videos take off. Maybe they have 1,000 subs and they get a video with 2 or 300,000 views. And they're able to use that to kind of launch their channel forward. So anyway, I could just go on and on about all that. It just makes me so excited to see people having success. It's a lot of hard work. I think that it's great to have a foundation. It's great to have a system laid out, something that's kind of repeatable and easy to follow. But at the end of the day, if you don't record the videos and you don't press publish, there's not going to be any success there.
Has the YouTube monetization landscape changed in recent years?
I mean, I think there's always new opportunities all the time. Over the years, we've seen things work really well. In the early days of when we even started talking about blogging, display ads were not even on our radar. We knew that you could make money on display ads through Google AdSense and others, but it was minimal. It wasn't a significant way to monetize even a website. It was seen more spammy. It wasn't as widely accepted. But as things progressed, display ads started to become a huge part of a blogger's way to monetize. You throw into that affiliate. Affiliate is for a lot of people a huge way to monetize. But then just a few years back, we saw Amazon, one of the big affiliate platforms, slash all of their commissions. They slashed all their commissions by nearly 50%, which really hurt a lot of people. But it made them be creative and find other ways to monetize. I think right now, in the creative space, I see a lot of member supported channels, a lot of people who are starting channels who are passionate about a very specific topic or subject, and they find people in their audience who are equally interested and supportive of those things. And maybe the channel isn't earning on ads yet, or maybe they don't have affiliate yet, but they're finding that there are people who will support their channel through a monthly donation, or like I mentioned, monthly membership like a Patreon or something like that. I think that that's more common now than ever before. If you look back 10 years ago, the idea of going to someone's YouTube channel and then sending them money every month like you would send Netflix, or like you'd send almost some sort of streaming service subscription, it was nearly unheard of. But now it's becoming more common. Using it as a marketing platform to lead an audience to a specific thing, I think that is still one of the greatest ways to monetize an audience. If you have something of value to provide to an audience, then YouTube is a great funnel. You can reach such a wide group of people. And if you think of that as kind of the top of your funnel, a certain percentage of them will enjoy your videos. A certain percentage of those people will go and click through to some of your other videos. And you can interconnect all of your videos together to lead them to these you could consider them like a webinar style video, or a video where you pitch some sort of offering. And so, you're kind of funneling people down as they watch your channel. And then by the time they get to maybe a sales page or some offering, you have a much higher conversion rate, because those people have already taken so many steps of, they've built this trust, they've built some rapport with you as a creator. We would see, you might see a 1% conversion rate on a sales page. There have been times where we'll see a 4 or 5 or 6% conversion rate. It's mind-boggling how much more people are willing to buy, and I don't say that to take advantage of a customer or a viewer, but the reality is our job is to provide value. On your YouTube channel, that may just be creating a good piece of content, and that will satisfy some of your audience. But for other people who are more deeply engaged, they may need whatever it is you're offering, whatever information or whatever physical product you're offering. They may need that. And so if you can harvest a large group of people on YouTube and then sell to a small subset something of value, you're doing them a service, right? You're doing something that of value to them, and they trust you and they know you. Today, again, more than ever, we see big creators launching big brands. Just some of the big names in the industry, Mr. Beast, who sells chocolate and has sold hamburgers. There's creators selling coffee and health snacks and, or athletic wear. There's so many of these creators who are launching big brands like this because they have such a huge base of people who are willing to purchase, and they go mainstream. A lot of these offerings are now in big box stores. Like here in the US, like in Walmart, I can walk down the sweets candy aisle and see a Mr. Beast face. His chocolate bars are sitting there right on the shelf. So it is amazing to me that creators are taking their business and they're going mainstream. And someone who's maybe never heard of Mr. Beast might walk into a big box retail store and pick up his chocolate bar. To me, that's just amazing.
What advice do you have for creators who want to grow their YouTube channels?
Yeah, I think the largest bucket of people on YouTube are those who are just getting started. And so I think my advice, first of all, would go to them, which is simply find something you're passionate about and create about that, create videos on that. There is no perfect niche. There's no perfect channel. And so if you find something that you love and that you want to be engaging in, that is a good niche for you. It may not be the niche you stick with forever, and that's okay. You can always pivot in the future. But if you allow yourself to become, paralyzed by fear or doubt or uncertainty because you don't know where to start, you may go a year or 2 years or 3 years without ever pressing publish. And I think that that is the biggest loss. I would also say once you get past that fear and you do start pressing publish, look for a small thing that you can improve upon every video. I started a small side channel last year using only resources that I had in my own home. And so that was my cell phone, and I didn't even have a wireless lav. I didn't have a microphone at all. And I just started. I knew that the audio wasn't going to be good enough, but I also knew that barely anybody would be finding the channel. And so I just got started. I started, building in those habits of filming a little bit every day or doing a little bit of editing. And I just started building my skill set a little bit more. And then eventually it got to the point where I could get a microphone. And so you make these little steps bit by bit. You don't have to have a full production studio to be able to be successful on YouTube. A lot of it is really just getting those repetitions in of filming, of editing, and improving little by little over time. I would say that your channel, you may be wondering if it's ever going to be successful. I wouldn't worry too much about it until you have between 50 and 100 videos on your channel. You should be publishing quite frequently and very often to be able to know if your channel is going to be successful or not. So just get in it. It's a grind, but it's a lot of fun. Find love in what you do, and you're going to be more likely to be successful. So I think that would be my biggest piece of advice for the largest group of people. For those of you who are monetized, get smarter about your monetization. Like I said, we've just been working on a study that about monetization and the best ways to be monetized. We see that most people are only monetized with YouTube ads. There is so much more money on the table that you're leaving. And again, we're going to have a YouTube video out about that soon and kind of showing our findings, but it's shocking to me. It's shocking to me how much money is left on the table. So if you're a small creator, get publishing, get editing. If you're a big creator, get a little bit smarter about your creation process and your monetization, and make the most of what you're spending a lot of time doing.